If you are in dieter's mentality, there are some time markers that you have some expectations that you are going to hit when that marker comes up. So for instance, in week 1, again, this is if you're in dieter's mentality, in week 1, lose 3 to 5 pounds. In week 2, lose 7 pounds. In 1 month, be down a whole dress size. In 2 months, you will have created a solid habit and you're quote unquote over the hump. In 12 weeks, you will have the new body. You will look in the mirror and you'll be like, damn girl, does this sound familiar? Of course it does, because this is what the diet industry has set up for your expectations of what quote unquote could happen. Do you notice that in most weight loss commercials or advertisements, in really tiny print, it says, quote, results are not typical. And my favorite one is the quote, the client has also followed a meal plan / reduced calorie range or some verbiage like that and followed an exercise program. For the love of all that is good on this planet, you do not need any pills or potions or supplements to lose weight. You need to, 1, fuel your body. You need to 2, move your body. And 3, you need to manage your mind. So let's talk about the timeline based on dieters' claims and what I have seen in my almost 20 years of experience in this field working with clients. In particular, once I started adding mindset. So week 1, the dieter's way, it's like this week sucks, but you are on such an adrenaline high that this will work, that you will move mountains to follow all the diet and the workout rules. You may lose 3 to 5 pounds, but this depends on a few factors. What I know to be true, working with over hundreds of women over the last 20 almost years, the factors are, when you start a program, what do you currently weigh at the start of that program? Are you overweight, like very overweight, or are you just a little bit overweight? A person who is very overweight will indeed see changes in that week 1 when they start a rigid weight loss program. What they are losing is not body fat. That is the goal, right? To reduce your body fat. What you are losing on a diet is mostly water in that first week. Might be some bowel movements that are now moving because you're moving your body, and you might also lose some muscle mass. This is what you're going to lose in week 1 of a dieter's program. So in my programs, what you will see is maybe a ½ pound to 1 pound lost. This is based on if you are following my 1 rule, and it's really like a guideline. And yes, most of that loss will probably be just water. In this week working with me, you are going to learn so much about how you think about this entire process of losing weight. With most of my clients, they will be very skeptical that my 1 little rule is going to make that big of a difference until they see it actually working. So week 2 of the dieter's journey, you will be gritting your teeth at this point, probably telling yourself, if I did it last week, I can suck it up and do it again this week. You might lose 7 pounds, but God, I hope you don't, because now you are losing muscle and probably more water weight. You are not losing body fat in week 2. Week 2 with me, most clients are still like, I don't understand how this 1 simple rule and me eating all of my favorite foods is working. But I stepped on the scale and I was down a pound and I ate whatever I wanted. They seem a bit baffled and a little shocked, like, how can this be? And of course, this is normal if you are deep in dieter's mentality. So now month 1 has passed and the dieter's mentality person will have lost control in month 1. They have lost control over eating cookies, tacos, or chips and salsa at some point in that month and be bashing themselves verbally in the head. Why did I do this again? You will go back and forth from being on again and off again, all the while tearing yourself down, thinking you just need to get a little bit more serious about it. 1 month into my program, a client could be down 3 to 4 pounds, or maybe 1 pound. It truly depends on the client. But what you are learning is how you are sabotaging yourself, how to self-correct, AKA the manage your mind part, and you are very aware of what you are doing and how it is holding you back from getting the body that you want. You are still eating all the foods that you love and moving your body in ways that energizes you, and you're building a stronger body. Month 2 of the dieter's journey. The weight has stalled or you've gained some back if you are even still on the same diet. You may have jumped to something else that looked a little flashier or something that your best friend started, but it still has all the same components of a diet. It just is under a different name. You are grasping for something that hopefully will work. You are still relying on the scale to tell you if you are doing good or bad, and you are still berating yourself when you fall off the wagon, and you are comparing yourself to, well, everyone. She looks great. What's she doing? She looks awful. I don't want to do what she's doing, and on and on. Working with me in month 2, you now clearly see why you would overeat and why you would skip your workouts. You understand more about how your body works and how to get it on board with your plans of this new body that you want. You might be down more pounds. It really depends on the person. And if you are following the one rule, showing up for coaching and getting coached. In Dieter's World at week 12, if, and that is a big if you have managed to hold out through sheer willpower and sacrifice and survived a grueling 12 weeks of limited foods, tons of hours in the gym, and many, many, many hours thinking about what to eat, when to log it, what to log, what to prep, what you're weighing, debating if you can squeeze that biscotti in, rearranging your entire schedule to fit all this in, wondering how in the hell you are going to keep this up. You might have the body that you want when you look in the mirror, or at least see significant changes, but what you aren't seeing is the mindset that has not caught up to or learned how to make this change sustainable. If you didn't make it through the 12 weeks, chances are you've gained most, if not more, of the weight you lost back again. And you're so upset that you go off the rails for weeks or even months at a time, consistently beating yourself up as to why you can't lose weight no matter what you try. 12 weeks with me, again, depending on the client, and if you are showing up to get coached and learning and implementing my foundational work, you could be down 10 to 12 pounds if we are even looking at the scale at this point. You have at this point unlearned a lot of the dieter's mentality, and you now can recognize when you've slipped back into that mindset, and you know how to adjust out of it. You are going to parties where you see friends saying they can't eat that as you fill up your plate with whatever you want to eat, and are smiling, knowing that you can eat whatever you want and you're still losing weight and in the process of getting the body you want to live in. So what if you let go of this timeline? What if you let go of all the shoulds at the mile markers that the diet industry has set up for us? The timeline is irrelevant. You will get to the body you want to live in by going through my programs. How fast is determined by you and how you manage your mind, how you fuel your body, and how you move your body, and how your body responds to all this. If you knew without a shadow of a doubt that you would get there, why are you putting limitations on yourself with a timeline? Living in your body is a daily practice. You lose weight by making small choices every day. That does not change when you get to your ideal body that you want. You get to practice every day, and 12 weeks is not the end all be all. I think the longer and slower a client takes is ideal, because this not only allows your body to adjust, but also your mind. It allows for adaptation on all levels. This also sets you up for lasting weight loss because you have learned the skills and cemented them into your daily practice. Have you ever met a person who was overweight and then they lost a bunch of weight, and then when they look in the mirror, they still see an overweight person? It's because they lost it too fast. This usually happens when people have surgeries or things like that, or go on these fasting diets where they lose weight really fast. Their brain hasn't had time to catch up. So the biggest difference I see in my clients is that they don't think the same way after going through either of my programs, my VIP or my group programs. They are loving themselves and their body so much more. They are enjoying eating whatever they want to eat. And they're doing activities that build strength and stamina and are having fun doing them, doing those activities. If you want to live in a life where you are loving the process of creating the body you want to live in, I want to invite you into my world of no foods off limits and no more dieters mentality. Come on over. I have space for you in the group program, and I have a few spots open to work privately with me. Just go to NicoleSimonin.com/call. Again, that's my name, NicoleSimonin.com/call, CALL. Set up a discovery call and let's jump on the phone and let's see if we're a fit to work together. I also want to note that if you are already a client of mine inside the Lose It for the Last Time group, there is going to be a worksheet that accompanies this podcast episode. It's going to dive in a little bit deeper into your particular timeline that you have set up for yourself. So if you want access to that, join the group, get on a discovery call with me, again, at NicoleSimonin.com/call. All right. Have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you soon.